I need to tell you something that might save you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. If you've been putting off creating your online course because you think you need to have expensive software or a fancy website or premium equipment or some massive big business budget, you're probably waiting for something you actually don't need. And I know this because I've seen it happen over and over again. Someone has an incredible idea, a skill they could teach, knowledge that would genuinely help people, but instead of creating the course, they spend months researching platforms, comparing prices, reading reviews, trying to find the perfect setup, and before they know it, 6 months has gone by and they still haven't launched anything. Meanwhile, someone else records on their iPhone, uploads it on a free platform, gets their first student, learn what works, and starts building momentum. One person is creating, the other is preparing to create. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The person creating almost always wins. So, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the best free course platforms available right now, who each platform is best for, the hidden pros and cons nobody talks about, and most importantly, which platform I would choose if I was starting from absolutely zero. Because your first course should cost you effort, not thousands of dollars. Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Hayley and welcome back to the Insert Here project. This channel is all about helping entrepreneurs, course creators, small service providers, and business owners turn what they know into valuable assets. Whether that's a course, a digital product, personal brand, or even a business. And today we're tackling one of the biggest myths in the online course industry. The idea that you need money before you can actually start. Because honestly, most people don't have a budget. Most people are building their businesses after work, after putting the kids to sleep, on the weekend, in those tiny small pockets of time that they can find, and that's exactly who this video is for. Before I show you a single platform, I need to tell you something important. The biggest mistake I see new course creators make isn't choosing the wrong platform. It's believing the platform is the thing that creates success. It's not. I want you to think about it like opening a cafe. If the coffee is terrible, a beautiful building will not save it. If the coffee is amazing, people will line up even if the chairs don't match. Your course platform is the building, your course transformation is the coffee. And I think too many course creators obsess over the building. They spend weeks researching features they will never use, automations they don't need, integrations they don't understand, when they should be focusing on one simple question. Can I help someone get results? Because if the answer is yes, almost any platform will work. Now, let's look at some of the best free options that are available. Okay, now before you click away and say YouTube isn't a course platform, hear me out. Because I think YouTube is one of the most underrated course platforms available, especially for side hustlers. Let's imagine you're a social media consultant, a fitness coach, a photographer, or teaching like Excel. It doesn't really matter. Do you really need a course platform on day one? Or do you need proof that people care about what you're teaching? YouTube gives you something that most course platforms don't. Discovery. People can actually find you. A course platform is like opening a store in the middle of the desert. YouTube is like opening a store in a busy shopping center. People are already there. You can create playlists, you can structure lessons, you can deliver transformation. You can build trust, grow an audience, and validate your course idea, all before spending a single dollar. The downside though, you don't control the experience. And it's harder to package content into a premium offer. But for validating ideas, it's incredible. Udemy is fascinating because it solves one of the hardest problems new creators face: getting eyeballs. The platform already has millions of learners, which means people can discover your course without even knowing who you are. And for a complete beginner, that is powerful. Because let's be honest, the hardest part of selling your first course isn't actually building, it's finding people. And Udemy helps with that. The trade-off, you don't control the pricing much. The platform takes a portion of the revenue and you don't fully own the customer relationship. So building long-term business becomes a little bit harder. Think of Udemy like renting a stall at a busy market. Lots of foot traffic, but less control. Still, a fascinating and a fantastic starting point, especially if your goal is experience, not perfection. Now we're moving into something that feels more like a traditional course business. So Thinkific gives you the ability to create a real course experience. You can create lessons, modules, there's student progress, professional learning environment. What I like about Thinkific is it allows you to start looking like a business before you necessarily feel like one. And that's important because really confidence is often what comes from action, not the other way around. The downside is that the free plan naturally comes with its limitations, but honestly, most beginners never actually hit them. So they're worried about problems they'll actually never encounter for quite a few years. So when they haven't launched even their first course, Thinkific gives you enough runway to prove the concept, and that's what matters. Teachable sits in a very similar category. It's simple, professional, easy to use, and beginner friendly. If you're the type of person who gets overwhelmed by technology, Teachable can be a really good option because complexity kills momentum, and momentum matters more than features. One thing I tell course creators all the time is this: the best platform isn't the one with the most tools. Is the one you'll actually use. Because on average, platform with a launched course beats a perfect platform with no course every single time. Now, I want to tell you what I would actually do if I was starting over today with no audience and no money. I would create the course using tools I already have. Google Drive, Canva, Loom, Zoom, simple video recordings. Then I'd focus my energy on helping people, not building infrastructure. Because the truth is, your first course probably won't be your best, and that's okay. Your first course is supposed to teach you. It's supposed to reveal what students actually struggle with. It's supposed to teach you like questions that are coming up. So your first course isn't the final product, it's the research project in a sense. And when you look at it that way, suddenly spending thousands of dollars like on software and equipment is really unnecessary. I think a lot of people ask, what's the best course platform? But I think the better question is what stage am I at? Because different stages need different tools. For example, if you're validating, YouTube is a great option. If you're trying to get experience, Udemy might be your option. If you're building your own course business, then Thinkific or Teachable might be working for you. But don't confuse the platform with the business. The platform doesn't create the value. You do. The platform doesn't change lives. You do. And the platform does not build trust. That is you. I want to leave you with one final thought. Imagine it's 1 year from today. You finally found the perfect platform, the perfect camera, the perfect microphone, the perfect branding, website, but you still haven't launched your course. Now imagine another version. A version that started messy, that used free tools, that made mistakes, that launched before you felt ready, helped 10 people, learnt from those students, improved your course, and kept going. Which version do you think is actually ahead? The creator who waited or the creator who started? Because in my experience, success in course creation has very little to do with technology and almost everything to do with momentum. The goal isn't finding the perfect platform. The goal is helping your first student. Everything else will come later. I'd love to know, if you had to launch a course in the next 30 days, what would you teach? And if you are serious about creating a course, a digital product, or building a business, and you want to make sure that you subscribe, because that's what we talk about every single week. Thanks for watching. And I want you to remember, the best course platform is the one that gets your course into the world. See you in my next video.